All right, so today we're going to deep dive into machine control models, specifically for all you contractors out there, how they can really make your life easier. You probably heard all the buzz about machine control, especially for finish grading, digging foundations, putting in utilities. So really, what's the big deal?
Yeah, so think of a machine control model as a digital blueprint that your equipment can actually understand. It takes those 2D plans that you're used to seeing, your PDFs, your CAD files, and turns them into a language that your dozers and graders can use. So they can work with pinpoint accuracy.
So instead of, looking at paper plans and trying to guesstimate,
Mm,
my machines are getting real-time guidance,
yeah.
kind of like a super precise GPS for my equipment.
Exactly. And the beauty is it's not just about location. The model includes all the elevation data too. So whether you're grading a flat parking lot or digging a trench with a specific slope, the machine knows exactly where to cut or fill.
Okay, that's starting to sound pretty powerful, but let's get into some specific examples. So say I'm working on finish grading, getting those smooth surfaces for parking lots, building pads, landscaping. How does the model actually help me there?
So imagine this, your grader is equipped with a receiver that's constantly talking to the model. As the grader moves, it gets real-time updates on the exact elevation it needs to achieve, so no more eyeballing grade stakes or making constant adjustments. The machine practically grades itself, resulting in a perfectly smooth, accurate surface.
And I'm guessing that saves a ton of time and rework.
Absolutely. I mean, we've had contractors tell us they've shaved weeks off their finished grading projects
Mm.
just by using machine control models.
Oh.
And, time saved means money saved, not to mention less wear and tear on your equipment.
Okay, I'm sold on the finish grading.
Yeah.
But what about something more complex,
Hmm.
like digging foundations and basements? That's where structural excavation comes in, and I imagine accuracy is critical there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. With structural excavation, we can create a 3D representation of the foundation in the model, and your excavator uses that information to dig precisely to the required depth and dimensions. This ensures that the foundation is perfectly placed and minimizes the risk of costly rework.
So no more digging too deep and then having to backfill
Yeah.
because the foundation wasn't quite in the right spot.
Exactly. The model acts as a guide, ensuring that your excavation work is spot on every time. And this kind of precision isn't just limited to foundations either. It can be used for any structural element that needs to be excavated accurately.
All right, let's move underground now. Utilities, those pipes and lines that are always a bit of a gamble to dig around. How do machine control models help with that?
When it comes to utilities, a machine control model is like having X-ray vision. It shows you exactly where those existing lines are buried so you can avoid hitting them during excavation. And when you're installing new utilities, the model guides your trenching equipment, ensuring that those pipes are laid at the right depth and slope.
That sounds like a huge relief, especially when you're dealing with a maze of underground utilities. But hold on, I've got to ask, what about site control? I mean, the model's great, but it still needs to be tied to the real world, right?
Yeah, you're hitting on a crucial point. And this is where our team's years of experience in surveying and earthmoving really comes into play. We understand that a model is only as good as its connection to the real world site. So we take extra care to ensure that the model is accurately tied to your site control points, giving you confidence that everything will line up perfectly in the field.
So you're saying I don't have to worry about those horror stories of the model being off by feet because the site control wasn't right.
We take pride in our accuracy and attention to detail. We're not just building a model, we're building your peace of mind. And speaking of efficiency, we know contractors are busy, so we've streamlined our process to offer a 3 business day turnaround for both new models and revisions.
3 business days. That's impressive. So if I need a model quickly, you guys can deliver the...
Absolutely. We understand that time is money on a job site, and we're committed to getting you the tools you need to stay on schedule and within budget. And that fast turnaround applies to all kinds of models, whether you're doing finish grading structural excavation or putting in utilities, we've got you covered.
Yeah. When we talk about those tight turnarounds and those accurate models, it's important to remember that technology is only part of the equation.
Okay, so what's the other part? I know from experience that even with the best equipment, things can still go wrong in the field.
Exactly. That's where the human element comes in. Specifically, your expertise as a contractor. Even with a machine control model, you still need to be engaged, thinking critically, and double-checking everything.
So it's not just about letting the machine do all the work.
Not at all. In fact, one of the biggest mistakes we see contractors make is relying too heavily on the model and not verifying things in the field.
Can you give me an example? What kind of things should I be double checking? Yeah, for starters, always verify your site control points. Make sure that those are accurately marked and that they haven't been disturbed or shifted, during construction.
Right, because if those control points are off, the whole model's going to be off.
Exactly. Think of it like building a house. If your foundation is crooked, the whole structure is going to be unstable. Same principle applies to machine control models.
Okay, that makes sense. So verify site control points. What else?
Another crucial step is to double-check key features in the field. For example, if you're excavating for a foundation, don't just rely on the model. Have your surveyor stake out the corners and confirm those dimensions before you start digging.
That seems like a simple enough step, but I could see how it could save a lot of headaches down the road.
Absolutely. And remember, it's not just about catching potential errors. Field verification also gives you a chance to fine-tune things. Maybe the model shows a slight grade change that doesn't quite flow smoothly with the existing terrain. By checking it in the field, you can make those subtle adjustments. That'll make a big difference in that finished product.
So it's kind of a trust but verify approach. You
Yeah.
trust the model, but you always verify it in the field.
Exactly. And speaking of trust, let's talk about communication.
Okay, communication. That's always important, right? Especially in a construction site.
You bet. When it comes to machine control models, clear communication with your modeling team is crucial.
What do you mean? Like making sure that they have the right plans and specifications?
Yeah, that's definitely part of it. But it goes beyond just the basic information you know. You need to communicate your goals for the project, any specific challenges you anticipate, and even your preferences for how the model is built.
So it's about being a partner in the process, not just handing over a set of plans
Yeah.
and expecting a perfect model to magically appear.
Exactly. The more we understand your needs and expectations, the better we can tailor that model to your specific project.
That makes a lot of sense. And I imagine that that open communication helps prevent those frustrating situations where the model doesn't quite meet your needs in the field.
Absolutely. We found that when we have that open dialogue with contractors, the whole process is just smoother and more efficient. And that translates to a better outcome for everyone involved.
Okay. So we've talked about field verification and communication. Is there anything else that contractors should keep in mind to make sure they're getting the most out of their machine control models?
One more thing. Don't be afraid to ask questions. If something doesn't look right in the model, or if you're not sure how to interpret a particular feature, just reach out to your modeling team.
Right, because they're the experts after all.
Yeah. We're here to help you succeed with machine control. We want you to feel confident using the model and to get the full benefits of this incredible technology.
And speaking of benefits, you mentioned earlier that Quantum Land Design offers a 3 business day turnaround for both new models and revisions. That's pretty remarkable. What's the secret to your speed?
Well, it's not magic, but it does involve a combination of factors. First, we've invested in state-of-the-art software and hardware that allows us to process data quickly and efficiently.
So you've got the tech side covered. What about the human side?
We've assembled a team of highly skilled and experienced modelers who are passionate about what they do. They understand the urgency of construction projects, and they're committed to delivering accurate, high-quality models on time every time.
Okay, so it's a blend of cutting-edge technology and a dedicated team.
Exactly. And that combination allows us to offer that industry-leading 3 business day turnaround, ensuring that you're never waiting around for the tools you need to keep your project moving forward.
So what I'm hearing is that quantum land design isn't just about building models. It's about building relationships with contractors and understanding their needs.
You got it. We're not just a service provider, we're a partner in your success. And that means being responsive, communicative, and always going the extra mile to ensure you have the best possible experience with machine control.
We've been talking a lot about the benefits of machine control models, everything from increased accuracy to better communication on the job site. But I'm curious, for a contractor who's maybe on the fence about making the investment in this technology, what would you say is the single biggest reason to take the leap?
That's a great question. And while there are many advantages to using machine control, I think the most compelling reason is the return on investment.
Okay, ROI, that's something every contractor understands. But how exactly do machine control models translate into a better bottom line?
Well, think about all the ways we've discussed that models can save you time and reduce waste. Faster finish grading means your crew can move on to the next phase of the project sooner. Accurate excavation minimizes that costly rework and material overruns. And when you're installing utilities with that precision, you avoid hitting those existing lines and minimize the risk of costly repairs.
So it's not just about working faster. It's about working smarter and avoiding those expensive mistakes that can really eat into your profits.
Precisely. And when you factor in the reduced wear and tear on your equipment, the improved safety on the job site, and the ability to take on more complex projects, the ROI of machine control becomes even more clear.
Yeah, I'm starting to see why more and more contractors are making the switch. But let's be realistic. Implementing new technology always comes with a little bit of a learning curve. What advice would you give to a contractor who's just getting started with machine control?
I would say the most important thing is to start with a clear understanding of your goals. What are you hoping to achieve with machine control? Which applications are most relevant to your type of work? Once you have those goals in mind, you can choose the right equipment and software and develop a training plan that will set your team up for success.
So don't just jump in blindly. Have a plan.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to reach out for support. There are many resources available, including, experienced modeling companies like ours who can guide you through the process and help you get the most out of your machine control investment.
Speaking of quantum land design, you've mentioned a few times that you offer a 3 business day turnaround for models. I have to admit I'm still a little skeptical. How is that even possible?
It's not about cutting corners. It's about having the right systems and the right people in place. We've streamlined our process to eliminate any bottlenecks and ensure that every step from receiving your plans to delivering that final model is handled with efficiency and precision.
You're saying it's not just about working fast, it's about working smart.
Absolutely. We've invested heavily in technology training and quality control to make sure we can deliver on that promise of a 3 business day turnaround without sacrificing that accuracy or reliability.
That's impressive. And I'm guessing that kind of speed and responsiveness is a huge advantage for contractors. We're working on those tight deadlines.
You bet. We understand that in the construction world, time is money, and we're committed to being a partner who can help you stay on schedule and within budget.
Well, this has been a fascinating deep dive into the world of machine control models. I think we've covered a lot of ground, from the basic concepts to the practical tips for success.
It's been a pleasure sharing our insights with you, and we hope this information empowers contractors to really embrace this game-changing technology.
For those listening who are ready to take the next step, where should they go to learn more about quantum land design and get the process started?
We encourage you to visit our website, where you can find detailed information about our services, request a quote, and even chat with one of our experts to discuss your specific needs. We're confident that once you experience the power and precision of machine control, you'll wonder how you ever worked without it.
That's a great invitation. So for all you contractors out there, if you're looking for a way to boost your efficiency, accuracy, and profitability, machine control is the way to go. And with partners like Quantum Land Design, the transition is easier than you might think.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We look forward to helping you transform your construction projects with the power of machine control models.
Until next time, keep building.